Today we will be
if the
doing
perimeter
section
of
2.4
a rectangle is
formulas.
given by P
So,
equals 2L,
for each of the
meaning
following,
2
write an
lengths
equation
plus
and
2
solve.
widths.
Round to one decimal
Find the
place
width
if
of the
necessary.
rectangle shown
So
below
let's go
if
ahead
it is
and
known
look at
that the
number
perimeter
one.
is 293.
Number one will
So
be
we know
relating to the
that
rectangle on
P
the right
equals
that has a length of 127. So it says if the perimeter
P
of a rectangle is
equals
given by
two
P
lengths,
equals
which is
2L
2L
plus 2W,
plus
find
2
the width
widths.
of the rectangle shown below.
Right,
If it
so
is
we
known
add
that the
those two
perimeter
lengths
is
together and those
293.
two widths together,
So
we get our
we know
perimeter.
that the perimeter
And they're giving
is,
us our perimeter right here.
the surface
Our
around,
perimeter
so not
is
the surface,
293.
the
So instead of
perimeter
P, we
is
can put 293.
each side
equals
together.
2
So we
times
add all
our
these sides
length.
together,
Well,
and that will
right
give
here
us the
it gives us our
perimeter
length.
of the rectangle.
Right above that rectangle is
So
127.
if we
so
have
let's put
the sides,
127
so the perimeter is adding all of the
plus
sides
2W,
together.
which is what they want us to find. So if you says find the width of the rectangle. So that is what we are trying to find right now, is the W. So let's go ahead and solve. We have 293 equals 2 times 127, that is 254, plus 2W. Now it's just simple algebra. We need to move that 254 over to the left. So minus 254 from both sides. We are combining our numbers together. We're trying to isolate that W. Now we have 293 minus 254. That gives us 39 equals, of course, 254 minus 254 is 0 equals 2W. So we have 39 equals 2W. I'm going to rewrite it up here just so that way we can have a little more space. Now let's isolate that W. So we divide out the 2 on both sides. And we're left with W equals 39 over 2. Now the question is, find the width of the rectangle. Well, they want the width, so we're going to have to take that fraction and put it into a decimal. So if we were to do 39 over 2, and we were to put that into a decimal, we would end up with 19.5. And some units. At this point, it didn't give us units, but that would be our answer. Number 2, let's go ahead and do area. So number 1, we did perimeter. Now we're going to be doing area. So it says, if the area of a rectangle is given by A equals LW, so A equals LW, find the length of the rectangle shown below. So they want us to find the length, L, of the rectangle shown below, if it is known that the area is 2419. Actually, the area on here is not supposed to be 2419. Let's go ahead and let's change this area, because on yours it says the width is 12 and the area is 216. So we're going to switch that to the numbers from your notes. So if the area is 216, so let's go ahead and put that in here. So we have A equals LW. LW. Let me switch my L's. I'm going to do a different L so that way it doesn't look too confusing. So we have A is 216 equals L, and our W is 12. So now we can divide out that 12 because that's 12 times L. divide out the 12 on both sides. 216 divided by 12. And if we do 216 divided by 12, we come up with 18. So L equals 18. Okay, let's go ahead, and if you want to check if you're right, you can always do 18 times 12. So if you do 18 times 12, you will get 216. So number 3, it says we are given D equals RT, which is the distance formula. It says substitute the given values into each given formula and solve for the unknown variable. So we are given the D, so let's put D of 150. Let's see, actually this D is supposed to be 180, which is from your notes. It says 180 and R is supposed to be 60. So let's go ahead and substitute those in. D equals RT. D we will put in the 180. For our R we put in 60, and we are solving for the unknown, which is our T. Now we have 180 equals 60 times T. Therefore, let's isolate the T. So we have to divide out the 60 on both sides. And we are left with T equals 3 for our answer. Number 4, we have the area of a circle. A equals pi r squared. And for our R, on your notes it says 8. R equals 8. So we are going to use an 8. So let's go ahead and solve for this. Let's go ahead and plug in the 8. So A equals pi, and it has 8 squared. So we solve A equals pi 8 times 8. 8 squared is 8 times 8, which is 64. So our answer is 64, but let's go ahead and put it in the right way. So 64 pi. So if we do 64 times 3.14, we end up with 200.96. So 200.96 will be our area here. Number 5 is the area of a trapezoid. We have A equals 1/2 of H, and then we have parentheses capital B plus B. So let's go ahead and plug in these numbers, substitute these numbers. So the steps substitute the letters for the numbers. So for capital A, we should put 100. So let's go ahead and rewrite the equation. A equals 1/2 H parentheses capital B plus B. And then from here, we have A is 100 equals 1/2 of H, which is 5, and then we have our capital B. We do not know what it is, but we do know that our lowercase b is a 9. So we can solve from here. We have 100 equals 1/2 of 5, which is 2.5. We have our capital B plus 9. So remember, we're just trying to isolate that capital B. So we need to divide out 2.5 on both sides. So after we divide out that 2.5, I'm going to come up here. We are left with 40 equals B plus 9. Now we have to remember we need to isolate that capital B. That's what we are solving for. So we have a positive 9, so we have to do negative 9 on both sides. Those 9s cancel out. We are left with capital B equals 31 for our trapezoid. Number 6, solve the formula for the specified variable. So as you can see, we are solving for W. If we have V equals LWH, now we have to divide out our L and H because they're being multiplied together, so we need to divide them out on both sides. So of course our L's cancel and our H's cancel, and we are left with W equals V over LH as our answer. Okay, let's go to number 7. 2x plus 3y equals 6. We can see we are solving for y, which means we are going to isolate the y. So let's go ahead and move this 2x over. So we have do minus 2x on both sides. So we have 2x minus 2x, then we have our 3y equals minus 2x plus 6. Now we have our 3y, so let's divide out that 3. You have to do it on the right and on the left and the right, and we are left with y equals negative 2 over 3x. And then we have 6 divided by 3, which equals 2. Okay, number 8. It says solve the formula for the specified variable. So we can see here we are solving for a, lowercase a. So let's go ahead and solve for that lowercase a. So we have capital M equals 2x y plus AB. We are going to isolate our a. So the first thing we need to do is take that 2xy to the other side. So we do minus 2xy on both sides. So now we have capital M minus 2xy equals, well, these cancel out, AB. And remember, we are solving for a, so we have a times b. So in order to get rid of that b, we have to divide it out. If we divide it on the right, we have to divide it on the left. And we are left with a equals m minus 2xy over b. So now we combine these down here to a over h minus b equals, those cancel out, capital B. So we're going to be solving these problems right here using area and perimeter. So number 10A, it says Joe Green Thumb can afford enough fencing to enclose a rectangular garden with a perimeter of 150 feet. So I'm going to switch my number on here to 150 to match yours. It says if the width of his garden must be 30 feet, find the length. So we are trying to find what is this length right there. So let's go ahead and do that. We have P equals 2L plus 2W, and we know we are given that our perimeter is 150. We do not know our length, so we are going to keep 2L plus, and we know our width is over here. It says 30 for 30 feet. So we will plug in 30 for our W. Now we are trying to find the length. So our goal is to isolate L. So what we do is, let's go ahead and bring everything down. 150 equals 2L plus, we can do 2 times 30 is 60. Now let's do a negative 60 on both sides. Because we need to get rid of that 60. Again, we're trying to get L by itself, so we're trying to move everything over to the other side. Now we have 150 minus 60 is 90 equals 2L, and those positive 60, negative 60 cancel out. Now we isolate the L by dividing out that 2. And we are left with L equals 90 divided by 2. Now 90 divided by 2 equals 45. So our answer is 45, well, we'll put 45 equals L, which in turn equals 45 feet. So our length is equal to 45 feet. Number 10, if each 10-foot panel of fencing costs $29.85, how much will it cost to fence the garden above? Well, let's see. So we need how many feet of fencing? Well, our perimeter, we know that our perimeter is 150 feet. So for 150 feet, we will need how many of those 10-foot panels? We would need 15 panels, right? Because 150 feet divided by 10 would give us 15 panels. Therefore, we need to do 15 times $29.85 equals $447.75. 10C. During the off season, or by the way, so right above, so it would cost to do the fencing for the perimeter of this garden, it would cost $447.75. Now 10C says during the off season, Joe wants to put sod in his entire garden. How many square feet of sod would be required? So if you notice inside this rectangle, the garden above, we're going to put sod all the way inside the garden, not just in the perimeter, but in the area of the garden. So we're going to be using our area formula, which is A equals L, which is length, times width. So let's go ahead and put in our length, which is 45. So A equals 45 feet for length, times our width. Our width is 30 feet, and we can see that in the picture above. And let's go ahead and multiply those together. So 45 times 30 equals 1,350 feet. And remember, this is our area, so it's feet squared. And that would be our answer. 10D. If each 3-foot by 5-foot rectangular section of sod costs $3.50 each, how much will it cost for sod for the entire garden above? So we can see right here that each section is 3 by 5 feet, which equals 15 feet squared. And we can see that we need, well, we have 1350 feet, and we need to divide that by 15. So if we do 1350 divided by 15, we should get 90. So we need 90 sections of sod. So we know that each section though costs $3.50. So we will do 90 times $3.50, and we come out with a total of $315. So it will cost $315 for sod for the entire garden above.